Hello and welcome. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. Procyon, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. President Sean Rabinowitz, proud supporter of our podcast network and everything we do. Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Rennell Jump and UConn legendary men's basketball player Jake Voskuhl. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large or small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return on your taxes. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you've suffered any type of personal injury, slip and fall, a car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry one night and decided to stab you, the Finch Firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut. He will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week, 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he trains boys and girls in the sport of their choice from the ground up, helps them reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. To work with the best, he has a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut. Go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. All right. And here we are. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. And with me, as always, a very tense, somewhat emotional, and it's not because I was there all weekend.
No, you
Higgins.
Brought light to my life, Steve.
Yes, for honesty lost. Sean Mulcahy asked me to say hello.
Sean Mulcahy.
And
happy birthday to his beautiful wife. It's her birthday today.
I know. He had to go sing her some song that they do. But it was very interesting. So you're pretty hot. Do you want to keep it hot, or do you want to go down?
Listen, I'm just gonna get on my soapbox for 1 minute. So, and I don't like to talk about politics on this platform, but I am a very middle of the road person. I'm not far left. I'm not far right. I'm right in the middle. Don't spend my money frivolously and unnecessarily. If you can get a job, go get a job. Get your own insurance. I'm not paying for your Medicaid if you are fully capable of working. But if you love someone different than a male or a female or a heterosexual relationship, or you identify as a cat, I don't care. I don't care who you love. I don't care what you do. I just want people to be happy and to be courteous, kind human beings. The political climate that we are in right now is so unprecedented. It has never, ever, ever been seen. And people are taking it, and I'm angry now. Like, I'm at the point where I'm so angry that we have pedophiles and horrible humans running this country, and it's okay, and they're getting away with it, and it's no big deal, and Congress is a bunch of jellyfish that don't have a backbone and can't stand up for human rights. And when I have people that are telling me that because I don't believe the same political beliefs that they do, like, this is beyond politics, people. This is humanity. This is humanity. If you have a daughter and your daughter was raped by one of Epstein's whatever people, I don't even know what you want to call them, horrible animals, you would be whistling a different tune. You would not be supporting this. So I don't understand the synapses that are going on in people's minds right now, that they think it's politics. This is not politics. This is humanity. This is being a human. I have so much anger inside me right now that I typically don't. I'm usually Susie Sunshine on this show. But I can't take it anymore that people continue to allow bad behavior and it's acceptable. I have been working my ass off for 18 years in raising good humans, that I don't see that the good is winning. I see that evil is winning all the time, and that bad people are getting away with, not paying their taxes and raping underage children and cheating the system and insider trading and all the things that at one point we held people accountable for, we're no longer holding people accountable for. And I look back, like Martha Stewart, who did insider trading. How long did she go to prison for? A long time. It might have been a bougie prison, but she still went away for insider trading. We have our president doing this and getting away with it every day. So I am so tired of people that are saying it's politics. It's not politics. It is human decency that we have lost. And that if people think that a cultish, brainwashing human being who is leading this country along with his minions and his circus are doing good for the American people, they are not doing a damn thing for the American people. They have not done one thing, not one thing, not one, except raise our gas prices and raise our grocery prices and start a war. All the things he said he wasn't going to do, bankrupting the country because we're in like $86 trillion in debt now. And meanwhile, I'm trying to rub pennies together to put my kid through college. So I'm done being nice. I'm not being nice anymore. Like with anybody who's saying it's political. It's not political. You are not. My grandfather was a Republican. He is definitely not the definition of this type of Republican that's going on, that's following this insanity.
So I would say, are you in reference to the Epstein files in general? Just not, there's no transparency with everything.
It's all a cover up. It's all a cover up. It's all a corrupt cover up. And it's like, let's create a war to pivot from the Epstein files. Let's fake an assassination to pivot from the Epstein files. Let's do everything we can possibly do to create minutia and madness so that we can look away from what the big elephant is, where his name is in it. He is there. There's pictures of him with them. It's all there. Why do we need redacted files? Why did Pam Bondi have to redact the files? Because his name is all over it. Like, we're not stupid. Like, many of us are very intelligent and we know what happened. So, well, that's not true. Well, many of us, we do know what happened, Steve. Like, come on. Like,
I'd say the majority of our society are pretty ignorant.
Well, yeah, listen, I agree with you with the state of affairs that we're in. Is the majority of them who voted for this clown clearly ignorant? And I don't think they educated themselves to know. I read all of Project 2025. I read all 900 and some odd pages of it. And every single thing that they said they were going to do, they've done. And people were like, that's not true. That's not, because they didn't educate themselves. I took the time and educated myself. Everybody who believes any word that comes out of his mouth, like the reflecting pool, somebody slashed it. No, the reflecting pool was perfectly fine prior to him getting his grubby hands on it. The Knicks had a great season until he showed up that night and then they lost. Like, we could go on and on about everything that man touches turns to shit. It's legit. Like, we now have gold horses. I don't know if you realize that in DC, they were $5 million each. And he had them play. We needed gold horses, just like Hitler had. We need gold horses. Statues, yes. We need them because we need to be ostentatious, and we're going to have an arch, and we're going to have all of these things.
The ballroom.
Nice. We're tearing down historic parts of the White House because we want a ballroom.
The ballroom's going to be gold, right?
It's going to all be gold because
That's
he
awesome.
wants to have his own fortress. So when the world burns down, he'll have a place that he's safe in his little bunker, however he wants to be, while the rest of us, because he's, taking national parks and causing his buddies to be able to drill in them now. So now all of the animals are going to die. And, pretty soon he thinks he's going to survive in a planet that's going to burn to a crisp. Buddy, let me tell you, you and your orange face are not going to survive it.
He's 80 years old. He's not going to survive that long anyway.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, we're all going to die earlier because of him and his shenanigans. So anyway, I am hot.
So the irritation is mostly towards our illustrious president. But
it's also towards people who think that because I'm speaking out about what is right, it doesn't have anything to do with politics. So for the people that keep saying, because we don't see eye to eye on politics, first of all, we probably agree more on politics, we probably agree on more than we don't agree on. But because you people like Trump, you think that that's politics. That's not politics. He's not a Republican. He's not a common Republican. He doesn't follow Republican values.
No, he's MAGA.
A cult leader. He's MAGA. He's a cult leader. That is what he is. End of story.
But I mean, a lot of your issues do revolve around Trump, which
right, because he's an inhumane human. It has nothing, because he's not a Republican. He's actually stated he's a Democrat, and that the only reason why he would ever run is because Republicans are stupid. He literally said, I will run as a Republican because they'll vote for me. Well, clearly he proved that correct.
He did say that.
I know he did. So all of these people who are like, oh, no, he's not. He was a registered Democrat for years. Like, again,
yes,
educate yourself. I know.
He was.
But
that's what I say is that the majority, like, I think you should have to pass a test to be able to vote.
I think you should pass a test to parent. I think there's
I do too. I think you should have to pass a test to get pregnant. Yes.
Yeah. I agree.
No, I really do.
I agree. I agree. Because, people have gotten mad at me that I say stupid breeds. But, you can disagree with me, but ultimately, and that's fine. Like, again, I know that that's a generalized statement, but I'm fired up tonight. So you're getting a side of me that you might not have seen Momma Higgs have before, but Steve has seen that.
No, I know you're passionate about humanity.
I am. I was raised to be a good person. I was raised to be a good human. I am a straight shooter. I do not sugarcoat things. If you don't like it, too bad. That's fine. You will always know where you stand with me. I don't do drama. I don't do the mean girl high school drama. Moms are doing this all over the place. You're in the group, you're out of the group. You're in the group, you're out of the group. You're in the group, you're out of the group. Because you don't agree. Like, I don't have time for that. If you guys don't like me, then okay, move on. But you don't need to play the mean girl syndrome. I am on fire tonight. Steve.
Well, let me ask you this, because I know this is how Frank and Dave would respond. Joe Biden was pretty incompetent during his entire term. Do you think that Biden would be better right now during this time? I don't think he was
incompetent. I don't think he caused drama.
Mentally, his mental faculties were declined.
Okay, so we are in a worse scenario right now with the clown in chief that we have, who falls asleep way more than Sleepy Joe. He called him Sleepy Joe. He's falling asleep at funerals. He's falling asleep in press conferences. He's falling asleep.
Well, it's because he works so hard.
Oh, yeah, he's up all hours of the night. Listen, Joe Biden, whether you agreed with him or didn't agree with him, our economy was thriving. We got out of a hole from COVID because Trump caused it. Our inflation had gone down. We were finally starting to get out of a hole. And then Donnie came back into office. So regardless what anybody says or thinks, Biden was not causing drama. He did not cause us to go into a recession. He did not raise gas prices to the point of $5 a gallon. Like, no matter what anybody says, Sleepy Joe did not cause all of this disaster.
I agree with you. Yeah, that's true. But
so do I think it would be better? No, I think Joe had his time and it was done. Like, he was older. He had health issues. Move on. Like, we don't need 80-year-old presidents. We don't. We need younger people. We don't need like the Stephen Millers of the world. We don't need the crazy far right,
Is Stephen Miller the bald guy?
Yeah, he's the crazy like Hitler dude. He's nuts. We don't need any of those people. Who do we need? We need like the Pete Buttigieg's of the world who are like, yeah, he might be gay. He's intelligent. He's smart. He plays the middle of the road. He does not like, that's what we need. We need rational human beings that are in the middle. We cannot have left extremists and we cannot have right extremists. Right now, we are in a right extremist country.
And a left extremist.
Yeah, but left has no power right now, Steve. So there is no left extremist.
They will, though. I think
but we don't. But right now, as of today, we have zero power. Zero.
No, but I think they're going to take over in the midterms.
Well, I mean, and I don't think the far left is going to take over. I think that like the rational people that are sick of this circus are going to take over.
I hope so. But the other thing that Frank and Dave point out is, it's come out probably the last 2 years of Biden's presidency, the think tank was really running the country and he was like the puppet. It was his wife and a couple people that were doing all that and managing things because he really couldn't day to day.
So what do we have going on right now? We have Stephen Miller. We have Todd Blanche. We have all of the circus. We've got Marco Rubio. You've got Pete Hegseth. You've got all of his Fox News friends. No.
Oh.
We have all of his Fox News brainwashed friends, the entertainment television episode. Those are the people that he has surrounded himself with he is the puppet. He is the puppet to all of them. He is the puppet to Project 2025. He is the puppet to all of that. So regardless whether his wife, who's a PhD, by the way, and is brilliant, Jill Biden, she is brilliant. I would much rather have her behind the scenes than a Fox News host.
Right. No, okay.
That's not even an argument.
I see what you're saying. But that's what they would say. And the other thing they would say is, do you think we'd be better off with Kamala right now?
Oh, 1,000,000% we would be better off with her. Everything that they said she was going to do, he did, right? She's going to start a war. Oh, wait, Donnie did. She's going to do, whatever. He has done everything that they accused her of doing. She is brilliant. She's a woman. So I honestly think we'll have a gay president before we'll have a woman president because we're living in a white man's world. So women are way smarter than men. And you know this because I say the Y chromosome all the time. And you can berate me for saying that.
No, it's actually scientifically proven that men are smarter than women. But
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But at the same time, like, did I love everything that she proposed? No, I didn't. I don't, I would love, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, never in a million years did I ever think, but like, I would take John McCain 100 times over this shit show that we have going on right now.
And the war in Iran, I don't fully blame Trump for. I blame Israel, and I believe from what I've read that Netanyahu was going in one way or the other. Well,
he's in bed with Netanyahu. Right? Like they're in bed together. Yes. So I do blame Trump because he could stand his ground and not be in bed with Putin and Netanyahu that are dictators. So that whole thing I don't buy. They had no nuclear weapons. We had already taken them out. Obama had already put things into place, and then Trump redacted them when he was in office the first time. So like all of these things and these stories that are coming up, like Trump did all of these things. like the whole thing with Fauci, he gave Fauci an award and when COVID happened and like thanked him for all of the hard work that he did. And then the other day a news anchor was like, so who gave him that award? And Trump goes, I'd like to talk to who gave him that award. And they're like, you did, you gave him that award.
No, I know. But I, from my understanding was Israel said, we're going in. You're either with us or not. And he said, okay. And he went in with them.
Right. Because he is a puppet. Because Pete Hegseth, who wants to come in to be a hero, Fox News extraordinaire, he wanted to, now women can't be admirals or commanders or anything in the military.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, so they, again, brilliant women couldn't be promoted. They were fired. You had women who had been in the military who could run circles around his, I don't even know. Did he even show up to war? I don't even think he did. I think he was in like training camp. It is so maddening of what is going. Testosterone levels. They're going to check your testosterone levels now. Like they stopped the flu shot, and then a flu epidemic went through the military. Oh wait, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Or we rape and pillage the CDC, and now we have like worms and parasites in our lettuce because he took all of the people and scientists that worked for the CDC who put things into place. Like, it is an utter preposterous circus. And I don't know when the madness is going to stop. I thought it was going to be when American citizens were killed by ICE. That wasn't enough to cut it. And I don't know what it is. But
that's the thing. What recourse is there? There really isn't any until the midterms where you can vote some people out.
Right, but then he'll probably rig it because that's what he does, right? If he loses, it was rigged. So if he wins, it wasn't rigged. He'll have Elon Musk get involved like he did in the last election. Like, I can already write the script. Like, it's already so corrupt that I'm guaranteeing you that what's going to happen is the blue states are going to stay blue. He's going to rig the red states so that even though a lot of these red states are leaning more blue right now because they're so disappointed with his behavior, that they're going to win. And then he's going to take funding away from the Democratic states. And then it's going to be, I don't even know what it's going to be.
No, it will. And that part I believe to be true. And Frank and I discussed this last night. In Iran, he really has no way to save face. He's already been in this now. They thought this was going to be Venezuela and you'd be in and out. It's months upon months.
He has said 47 times that
they're on the verge of the surrendering and
ceasefire. Again, he's pathological, and anybody who believes him, like, how many times do you have to hear someone lie before you actually understand they're lying?
But again, how does he get out of this with saving face? Like that's the thing. I don't think
his narcissistic self is not going to allow that to happen.
Exactly. That's my point.
He is too much of a narcissist. He is surrounded by narcissists.
I don't see any way out of it because he can't save face.
Well, he wants to reinstate the draft. I have kids. I have 3 boys. Do you think that I want to hear that he wants to reinstate the draft?
Oh, I was shocked. I thought we had plenty of military.
No, he's not. Women. Do you know how many women make up the military?
I don't know what the percentage is.
No. A lot of women make up the military. So now they're not getting as many people in. So it's already a bill that he wants to put before whatever the next legislation to reenact the draft. So here I am with a kid who's on the verge of becoming 18 and 2 more boys after that. And
they're not going to get drafted.
They are. Well, luckily they'll be in college, so they can't. But as soon as he gets out, till 26 years old, that's what he wants, 18 to 26.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Believe me.
All right, I hope you're right, Steve. But I don't doubt one iota that this sick, twisted man is not going to do something like that.
I don't think he will. But that's interesting. That you think Kamala would be better off right now.
I think if she had more time in the campaign trail, I think Biden shouldn't have put his name in the hat when he did. I think we could have had more options for Democratic candidates. I don't think it played out very well. Do I think she was the best candidate? No, not at all. I don't know who would have been, but anybody would have been better. A monkey would have been better than who we have. Okay, let's just be honest.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. So that, I guess we'll keep it on. Sophie Cunningham made some comments about transgender women playing in the WNBA. And I don't think that her intent was malicious. I think she just was trying to say that they would have a competitive advantage and she doesn't believe they should play in the WNBA. And it sparked a firestorm. And she is getting booed out of arenas, signs. Coaches are wearing shirts about trans rights and this and that, and trying to say that she's transphobic. The owner of the Seattle Storm got suspended for their away game there, and how she was treated and the protesters. What are your thoughts on Sophie Cunningham's comments on transgenders?
I think this is another thing that people have politicized, right? This was this was a very Trump thing where people were like, well, I don't want my girls swimming against boys. It's less than 0.5% of the amount of athletes that are trans. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So what are we talking about? Less than 0.5%. That is nothing. It's 8 kids across the country. Like, it is not thousands and thousands of trans people that are wanting to play in the opposite sport. The Olympics doesn't allow it. Like, there's things that are already in play. So the arguments that these people were like, that's why I want Trump in office, because I don't want my daughter swimming with a boy. Your chance of your daughter swimming against a boy is next to nothing. You're more likely to get struck by lightning. So I don't want, like, the WNBA. What is it? One trans person?
I don't think there is one trans person.
I'm just saying, like, yeah. Who is it? Like, what are we causing an argument about? Is somebody really trying to play who's trans?
No.
Let's get everybody's panties in a twist argument.
Somebody asked her opinion. She gave it. I don't think she was disrespectful or out of line.
So it's just a hypothetical. Like, there's nobody flooding the WNBA from the trans world wanting to play.
No.
So I think people need to put their priorities in check, and enough is enough with the trans crap. Like, I'm tired of hearing, oh my God, people identify as a cat and they're actually asking to use litter boxes in schools. No, they're not. They are not asking to use litter boxes. Like, it's not happening. And it's this delusional far-right conspiracy bullshit that has got everybody, like, so fired up about, like, well, my kid's going to go to school with a cat. No, your kid's not going to school with a cat. If they identify as a cat, they're going into a regular bathroom and they're using the toilet.
Yeah, I mean, I like furries. There's no problem with that. I do. I mean, I'm non-binary, so what would it's okay. It is challenging because there are so many social issues going on. Are you concerned about Owen going to college in this climate, where there are a lot of social topics and, you go one way or the other and people won't talk to you?
No.
And whatever decisions that he makes or supports, he can do what he wants.
Listen, my kids have been very, very lucky to grow up in a home. My husband and I are both Catholic. Do I believe in everything that the Catholic religion is about? Absolutely not. You're not supposed to have premarital sex. Name me many Catholics that haven't had premarital sex.
Yeah, I think it's like Catholics like being Mormon, but the Mormons follow the rules. That's how I put it.
So I hate when people are like, well, I follow my faith. Yes, so do I. But there's a lot of my faith that I don't agree with. I am pro-choice, right? I am pro-choice for many reasons. One being, I had a miscarriage. If I didn't have a DNC, I would have died. Okay.
Yeah,
if I were in another state, that is technically an abortion, I would be dead. So I don't want to hear any Catholic person that I know saying, like, I'm pro-life. Okay, well, if your meat was on the table and the doctor told you couldn't have a DNC and the baby was going to make you go septic, you're telling me you wouldn't beg them for one? You are full of it. You've got a governor or a senator down in Florida who literally had an ectopic pregnancy after they put the abortion ban in play. And she showed up at the hospital and they refused to give her one. She called the governor and DeSantis redacted it just for her. Now you're telling me that her neighbor down the street, just for her. Who doesn't have those powers can't call the governor and say, could you redact the abortion policy so I could have a DNC?
Or they would have had to like airlift her out of state.
And they wouldn't. They wouldn't do it.
Okay. I don't understand how everything works down there. But
it really it's another.
The DNC thing, they have to take it out of you or
no, they don't.
Die.
It's considered an abortion.
So you can technically give birth.
I mean, if you bleed enough, if you get it out enough. Yeah.
So if you refuse a DNC, then
you wouldn't refuse. Most people wouldn't refuse it, but the hospitals are refusing. They can't do it.
So what? Okay. So what do they do instead? Are you supposed to just have the baby?
Go home and hopefully it clears on its own. We can't give you the medicine. We can't do a DNC. We can't take care of it.
Like 7 months pregnant, doesn't it have to like come out of there?
Of course it does, but they have to induce labor, or you're going to be septic. You're not going to carry a dead baby inside you for 9 months.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
But they will make women are dying. They're dying in Florida. They're dying in Texas. They're dying all over the place because of these abortion laws. And now you've got our new acting attorney general who wants to put it into place across the entire country.
So they won't take it out of you.
No, because they'll go to prison. The doctors will go to prison.
And they will just induce labor. And
they can't induce labor.
That's so how does it come out? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
The woman dies, or hopefully she goes into spontaneous labor and it delivers.
You got to push. So you got to push it out. They won't.
If you go into labor, you can't do it unless your uterus is contracting.
Oh,
if you don't go into labor and you have a stillborn baby inside you,
yes,
there's medicines that help you do that, but it's considered an abortion.
And I thought in life-threatening situations they allow it. So you're saying they don't, and even
what's considered life-threatening?
Well, I would say if you're 7 months,
women are dying. So clearly there is no.
So there are women who have died from.
Oh yeah, it's documented. Oh yeah,
from not getting a procedure,
mm-hmm.
and
they've spoken in front of the Senate. Some their family members have spoken in front of the Senate.
And they've had to cross state lines to go to the states.
If they're lucky enough, but if you're in a critical situation and you're 6 hours from the state line, you can't go in a plane.
Yeah, they can't airlift you. And they just are like, oh, well, sucks to be you. And
pretty much, we can't do it. We'll go to jail.
Wow. I didn't know that.
There's article after article after article. I'm not saying anything out of turn. It's all there.
I'm
sure people will say it's fake news because if it's not along with their agenda, then it's fake news. But
no, I agree. Okay, so the Sophie Cunningham thing, you think did get blown out of proportion?
100%, because everybody's got something to say about everybody.
And do you believe personally that she has an issue with transgender people?
I mean, she very well might. Now, listen to me. I am, again, raised Catholic. I was taught you marry man and woman. That's what, Adam and Eve. You marry man and woman. As I have learned throughout life, and I have had very good friends and my family members that are happily married to the same sex and have shown my kids that love comes in all different ways, shapes, and forms.
Brokeback Mountain's my favorite movie.
Oh my gosh, that was
it is
Brad Pitt, right?
No, Heath Ledger, Jake Johnson.
Oh, that's right. Oh, Legends of the Fall was Brad Pitt. That's right.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies. I made Terry watch it. Ask him about it.
Oh my god,
I forced Terry to watch it.
Oh, that is so funny. But no, seriously, I still have my beliefs, but at the same time, I've welcomed so many different types of people into my life and into my kids' life that they're well-rounded because of it. So people who are closed-minded and speak negatively about all different walks of life, listen, if my 8-year-old came to me and said he wanted to be a girl, I'd have a hard time with that. You're 8, right?
Well, that's what you were just kind of asked. So
okay. So if you're 8 and you want to like, listen, I have friends, they let their kid, I have to say, I dressed my brother up when he was young in ballerina costumes because he was like my doll.
Yeah, that was
painted
normal.
his nails.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ross. I know I tortured you. But it doesn't mean he's trans. So, I mean, I just let kids do their thing.
You don't know at that age, yeah. You
don't know, and you're putting kids into a box that they have to play with trucks and they have to play with, Barbie dolls. Like, Owen had a Cabbage Patch doll. He's going to kill me for telling you this. He loved
I did too. I had Care Bears and
Cabbage Patch doll. Like,
yeah, they're great.
But I didn't say it like, oh my God, he's going to be like trans or gay because he has a Cabbage Patch doll. No, it taught him how to take care of something. It taught him to love.
For girls only.
No, it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, Cabbage Patch dolls were for boys too.
Yes, they were for everybody. But like, people are so gender specific now that, oh my God, if they don't play with dolls, they're whatever.
So would you be concerned if your 15-year-old said that he wanted to be a female?
I'd be like, buddy, have at it. If that's what you want, we're not doing surgery. We're not, you feel you do you. Would I agree with it? Personally, no. Would I judge him? No, because he's going through something. We would get a therapist. You think it would be a phase that would, you agree that it would be a mental health issue? We would talk about it. I wouldn't sit there and berate my kid for having feelings. And I think a lot of people are like, oh my God. No, there's ways to do it. You get therapy involved. You get the school involved. You make sure your kid feels supported as they're going through whatever they're going through. And you do the best you can do. Because at the end of the day, you do think it's a mental health issue. You know what? I don't have an answer for that. I don't know if I don't know. Some people just aren't born feeling comfortable in their skin, right? And I can't judge that because I am comfortable in my skin. Right. But I know that there are people that just don't feel right with who they were born to be. So let them be who they want to be. And it doesn't have any impact on me. If I'm not paying for it, I don't care what you are. As long as you are happy in your skin and you can contribute to society, whether you're a man, woman, whatever you identify as, it doesn't have an impact on me. Because,
you said the number one thing that's important to you is your child's happiness.
Yes.
Okay. So, Jack wants to be a girl. You're all for it. You would support it. You would obviously get him therapy, work through it. And how long would you deal with it for?
I mean, he's my kid, so I would deal with it for as long as I had to deal with it.
Okay.
And, there's no end date to this stuff.
Well, if he then wanted to have the surgery.
If he's 18 years old and he has a method to pay for it,
you're all for it.
It's your body. I'm not going to tell you what to do. At certain points, I have done everything I can do to parent you. And if you are going to be happy and you are this is what you want to do, you're an adult, you can fund it, you can take care of it. I am nobody's judge. I will give my kids every tool for their toolbox to help them make decisions that are right for them. Whatever that may look like.
Right. And he does the therapy, he does everything. He turns 20 and he says, I want to have the gender reassignment surgery. You'd be like,
I will love him, her, whatever she is, no matter what. I mean, I know that's hard for a lot of people, and I would be sad. I would grieve my little boy.
Would you think of would you see yourself as a failure as a mother if that happened?
No.
No? Okay.
No, because it's not. I didn't do anything wrong. I gave him all the tools. I gave him therapy. I gave him support. I told him to feel his oats, do his thing. And at the end of the day, again, if he's a good person, if he's happy in his skin, and if he's a contributor to society and not a serial murderer or Donald Trump, I am winning. I'm winning.
Yes, you are. You are winning. You are winning. And you, it was like I said this. It was like a sociological experiment for me, being in several different households and watching how they operate and how parents are with their kids. It was It was quite fascinating. I wish I could write a paper on it. I have no idea how you keep that house running and keep everything in check, because there are way too many things going on. Someone's going somewhere at some time. Someone needs to get picked up at some time. Someone's working sometime. Someone's volunteering at the goddamn carnival this time. I was blown away. I mean, there's constant activities. There's constant. You really have to be organized, on top of your game, and you have to spend time with your kids, and you find a way to do all that. How long did it take you to kind of figure it out and kind of balance everything together?
I mean, I don't know how. I think it's been an evolution over time, right? Like, okay. I got it down with one kid, then you add the second kid 3 years later, and then 6 years later you add another
so you
kid.
Had to spread out, right?
Yeah. So I think it's just been over time that I've been able to orchestrate. And I mean, and the other thing was, right, so, and again, you know me, I don't let people just come to my house. And I know we talked about this. I want to make sure I'm a hostess. Like, I want to make sure you had clean towels and clean bed sheets and a comfortable bed. And did you need water? And did you need, a washcloth?
Yeah, you're up and down. You're up and down.
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that you felt comfortable in my home as a guest, right, which was really important to me. So that was another component, right? Like, I was out to dinner. I'm like, hey, Cully, here's the garage code. Help yourself to anything. Like, I'll be home. Like, I also wanted to make sure I was taking care of you. So in the midst of all of that, right, there's other variables that come in. Like, I have my family down, but I love when people come to visit. Like, it's my thing. Like, I enjoy it.
Yeah, you love hosting.
Yes. And I'm fighting you for your Starbucks order. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to make sure people feel welcome in my home. So I felt bad, right? The night that you came, I felt bad. I had to volunteer. Look, I
felt bad too after having to go to that goddamn trampoline park.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you got a taste of it all. But I think it's evolution, right? I'm going to be going through a new stage of learning how to manage a kid being out of state, with kids in 2 different schools, with, like, I have to fly to North Carolina tomorrow for 24 hours. Meanwhile, I have 3 kids to pack for, and
sleepaway camp. That's right.
So I have a lot in my mind going. So I have, like, I live on, like, Post-it notes. Like, I have notes everywhere.
Calendars.
My calendar, constant. Like, today I had to go through and do the
and you have a hidden bunker somewhere. You have so many supplies. Like, if we got hit with a nuke, you would survive just fine.
And you'd have to come here because
wow. I mean, the Jack is going to have Owen's going to have everything under the sun in college.
I joked with him.
You are prepared for everything.
Everything. He took me on a date tonight, and it was so cute. He wanted to take me out to the place that he works. So he took me out. It was so fun. And the 2 of us went, and I was like, hey, I got you chip clips, and I got you a can opener, and I got you, he's like, Mom, I got you a door. You remember the door wedges?
I do.
To hold the door open. Like, I got him those. He's like, you didn't, I got you a Brita. I got you all these. And I was texting with his roommate's mom. I got him a Brita. I was talking to his roommate's mom. She's like, wow, you covered every base. I was like, I just want, and I told him I want it to be comfortable for him. I want him to feel like an extension of
home. Yeah.
Of home. So, I got him the soft
Did it
sheet.
come off the top of your head?
Yeah.
Or okay. Or
that's like a name.
Find it on a website, or because that was the other thing I wondered.
No, I'm like, I planned my wedding.
You knew, and you thought of every conceivable situation he could be in at Union and Schenectady, New York, and got
and the fact that you're close by. So
Yeah.
That makes me feel better too.
Yeah, of course it does. But that was one thing that I was marveled with, because I still don't believe you sleep, and there's no way. I mean, the morning I got up for the golf tournament, I heard the dogs. I think at like 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were up and you were already going, and the kids were up and going. And every day at your house, do you manage that? Like, do you guys have breakfast during the school year, or does everyone kind of do their own thing and then go to school?
So Reed and Owen and Jack, they aren't breakfast kids, so they would just get up and go.
Right.
And then I'm not gonna lie, like Pete is like stellar in the morning. So like we usually share things, but he is so on it when it comes to like getting Reed note. He likes waffles in the morning. Like I do a lot of the night stuff. So like I'll get the library books out the night before, and I'll like make sure he's got his, gym clothes and his sneakers out. And Pete does the morning well. I don't, because I usually am going to physical therapy, or I'm trying to get my walk in the morning, or I'm on early meetings. So he does the mornings very well. If he's away, then I get up that much earlier because I have to make sure the big one, again, now I don't have to worry about Owen, but I have to worry about Jack getting up, being on the bus by 6:40 in the morning, getting everything situated for him, making sure he has a soccer bag and this and that.
He takes the bus. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So does he have a problem in the morning?
We call him Grown Lisa. He hates getting up.
Yeah. I do too.
Owen would be like, okay, I'm up. Jack, no. He literally I'm like, get up.
Okay, so how do you handle sleep regressions or kids who resist bedtime?
Okay, so if you're a new mom, I don't tell people this, but since I have a podcast, I'm going to tell you. My boys and I solely nursed my kids for the first year of life. They slept through the night. Owen was a freak. He slept through the night since night 1, since the night he was born. That's not normal. But the other 2, they were 6 weeks old, and they slept through the night. So at 4 months, all 3 of them had a sleep regression, which I joke about because I'll look back at my Facebook memories and I'm like, oh God, the sleep regression. It's where they're sleeping through the night and then all of a sudden they start waking.
Oh, okay.
Again, it's usually because they're, getting too big for their bassinet, or they're getting teeth, or, there's a million different things that happens. So once I knew they could sleep through the night, those sleep regression nights were my husband. Because if I went in there, I still had something that they wanted, and I did not want to start nursing them back in the middle of the night. So I made Pete go in and either, get them back to sleep, throw the pacifier in their mouth, whatever that was. And it was short. It might have been a week of the sleep regression. And then they went back and did it. My kids really were great sleepers. They're still great sleepers. And it's like the same thing, bath, book, bed.
Right. You have a routine that you keep them in.
Except when Uncle Steve comes over and there is no routine and it's like everybody's having fun.
What is your approach to dating, curfews, and driving?
So
you seem to be pretty good with your kids having a social life and
yeah. And curfews, we talk about it before they go out. I mean, and the thing is with Owen, they have like a statewide curfew technically, so they're supposed to be off the road at 11. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm, until they're 21.
I didn't know that. Okay.
There's times where obviously that's not happening. But we're aware of it, right? Like we know where he is and what's going on. Dating, I mean, he's been pretty honest with us, and we knew.
And he's had girlfriends.
Yeah, and he dated a girl most of his senior year, and they've moved on, and it is what it is. But he's very honest and open about that. And driving, I mean, listen.
He's got his license, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, his was one of the cars in the driveway.
Right.
So, he goes to work. He knows, I mean, listen, he passed his driver's test. He's under my insurance. He knows that if he gets a ticket and my insurance goes up, that's on him. We have expectations that have been set. He's a very good driver. I will always get nervous. He laughed at me tonight when he drove me to our date, and he's like, "Could you just stop monkeying?" Because I go, "Ugh!" And the car's like 400 yards away. It's just
right.
thing that moms do. But he's a very good driver.
But so like when he had the girlfriend, and if they were to go out,
yeah,
that wasn't a problem. Or
no,
she came over.
Yeah. No. I mean, listen, they weren't allowed in the bedroom.
Right. But otherwise,
yeah, they, and there comes a point too. I was 17 once, right? Like you kind of have to let the reins go a little bit because they're going to go to college. I also don't want my kid going crazy in college because I didn't give him any freedom in high school. A lot of kids do that.
Which is what happens traditionally.
Yeah, they'll go to college. They've never had a glass of wine. They've never had a beer. They've never, our pediatrician is amazing. And he's like, "Owen, have you had a beer? Owen, have you smoked weed?" And he's like, "Yes, and yes." And he goes, "Good, because I was going to tell you to try both before you go to college." Like, our pediatrician's real because he knows I would rather you try it in the home of your parents under
your supervision
area rather than going to school and looking like an idiot and ending up in the hospital.
Okay. I have no idea what this is. What is neurodiversity?
Neurodivergent? It's like ADHD. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then. Why the hell would they put it that way? All right.
We're using that now instead of ADHD.
Okay. Well, I thought they were trying to outsmart me. What is one misconception about neurodiversity that you wish more parents understood?
This was something I needed to learn because I was diagnosed at 42 as ADHD.
Yeah, right.
I knew something wasn't right. Either that or I had early onset dementia, but luckily, thank God, that's not the case.
Really? That's how it presented initially?
Oh, I was forgetting things. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Because I had too many tabs open in my brain.
Right.
That I was trying to manage. And then it got to the point where you add perimenopause into it and 3 kids and a full-time job and my dad dying and all this stuff that kind of was compounding it. I had a couple other diagnoses in there too, but that was one. So I think the one misconception is a lot of people think that neurodivergent people are a lot. Like they're loud or they're rambunctious or
they're Tyler King.
Yes.
Basically.
A version of Tyler King. And I think as a kid, like, cause my 8-year-old and my 17-year-old, I had bookend ADHD kids and they present differently, completely different. I think.
What does that mean? Bookend?
Bookend. Owen and Reed are ADHD.
Owen's ADHD?
Right. So he presents very differently. Yes.
I would never.
Yeah. Most people wouldn't, but he is the harder to diagnose because he is not hyperactive. His mind is hyperactive. So it's internal. Yeah. And he can't shut it off. And he'll like go down a rabbit hole in his mind when he's reading and get through 5 chapters and not remember a thing because he's been thinking about the Red Sox, that's how he presents. Whereas Reed is very external, very impulsive, very emotional, that's him. So I think that's one misconception is that everybody tries to fit neurodivergency into a box of you present this way and you are
what you're supposed to be.
Yeah, there's so many different variations of it. And I think that's a very complicated misconception, especially when it comes to kids.
And when is it most often diagnosed? The age range?
Oh gosh. I mean, usually, and Todd Sarner would definitely be better at this than me. Yeah. But I would say between 7 and listen, people in their 60s are getting diagnosed.
7 and up. So
I would say, but I could be wrong. I mean, but Reed was diagnosed at 6.
Did Reed get any guidance from, like, did you get guidance from a teacher or a counselor or something?
The teacher, we had the school psychologist, we had the pediatrician involved.
Okay, so you
and he has a 504 and he's medicated now. We didn't medicate him until he was 7, which was necessary, and he's doing great, and he's leaps and bounds, doing great.
What does 504 mean?
A 504 is like a individualized education plan, but different.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is he still on a 50?
Yeah.
Okay.
504, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Have you ever resented your child? And how did you handle that?
So it's funny you say that. I've never resented.
I didn't say that.
No, I've never resented them. Have there been times where I've thought that if I didn't have kids, I'd be a millionaire and be able to travel the world and do whatever I damn well want, and I'd have so much money? 100%. Have there been times where Pete and I look at each other and we're like, have kids, they said. They're great, they said. And we're meanwhile like, this is a lot of freaking work.
It is.
Yeah, we've said that a billion times. I actually said it today. I had to do something for the governor of Connecticut and help him with something. And I was asked to do. And the person who was here, I unfortunately was outside, and one of my 4-legged children decided to drop a present, and I was barefoot and stepped in it.
Oh, yes. Well, there goes the OnlyFans.
Yeah. Hey, maybe some guys are into that. I don't know. So I had to clean my foot and take care of that. And I was like, have dogs, they said. They're great. Have kids, they said. They're great.
Kids, the 2 dogs, the white picket fence. Yeah.
So resent them? Absolutely not. I wouldn't change it for the world. Is it a lot of work? Absolutely.
Yes.
Is it maddening and gratifying all at the same time? Absolutely.
Yes. But I mean, you always have to be on. Like I can't picture you with an off day.
No, like, I think Pete wishes he had a remote control to shut me off sometimes, because I am my brain does not ever stop, and he is barely alive at times. So I think he takes a lot of my energy and like can put it away, whereas my energy is always like very, very high.
Well, I could see him being more like Owen. And
he is Owen. Like, yeah, absolutely. And Pete thrives off of quiet, and he thrives off of just being still. Whereas if it's quiet and still, I'm like, I don't like this. I've got to do something. I've got to fold laundry. I've got to move. He'll say to me, just sit. And I don't know how to do that. It's not in my blood.
No. When you're on vacation, are you able to sit and like turn it off and relax? Or do you have to be doing things?
Get a book. But I do like to, I'll walk the beach.
Yes.
But I could sit and, when we were in Costa Rica one afternoon, I fell asleep in the lounge chair, which I never do. And Pete just let me be. And I think he was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. I just fell asleep. I was reading my book, and it was beautiful. And I kind of just relaxed and fell asleep. So yes, I can, when I know my kids are taken care of, they're not in the water, they're safe. I could probably relax much easier.
Have you ever had to lie to your kid?
So I have a very strong what's the word I'm trying to say? I don't accept lying from anyone.
You're transparent.
Yeah. So my kids have asked me really hard questions, and I've never lied to them, to the point where Owen asked me how old I was when I lost my virginity.
Of course.
And I told him the truth. And I was like, I can't believe I'm telling my kid this.
That's not something
but he asked me, right? Like, I would never have asked my mother that, like, ever.
I wouldn't want to know that.
No. I don't want to know that.
I don't think I do know that.
No, and I don't know it either, and I don't want to know it. So, Mom, do not share that, please. Dear God, no. But that is something that I find is extremely important. Now, my mother is the queen of lying, and my brother and I catch her in fibs all the time. It's just how my grandmother lied. Like, it's something that they've done. I broke the generational, fibbing thing, and I don't. To the point where I have lied to Pete one time in our entire relationship, and you're going to laugh. We were dating maybe a year. Did
it have to do with Tyler King?
It did not have to do with Tyler King, but it had to do with, he asked me what I got for lunch. Do you remember this, babe? He asked me what I got for lunch, and I was like, oh, I got a salad and blah, blah, blah. So meanwhile, I had gotten a double cheeseburger and French fries from McDonald's. But I didn't want to tell him because, we're still new. Yeah. So later on that afternoon, I was like, I have to tell you I lied to you. And he's like, okay, what'd you lie about? I'm like, I didn't eat a salad. I got a cheeseburger and a French fry.
I'm sure McDonald's. He's expecting something much bigger.
That's what you're worried about? And I was like, so I can attest to the fact that, like, that's something that I don't do. I will be as honest as I possibly can be, because that's just who I am.
All right. Okay. Have you ever hidden your struggles from your kids?
Absolutely. That I have done.
You have. But did you eventually tell them?
I mean, listen, my boys know that I have anxiety. My boys know certain things, but there's also things within a relationship, right? So my husband and I, we've gone through certain parts of our relationship that have been hard and tumultuous and stressful, and, times where I wanted to change the locks in the house and not let him back in. So did I tell my kids that? No. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that they don't need to know.
Tell Pete he can come here.
Okay, Pete. Steve said you can move in there if I change the locks on the house. He said I'll see you in a few minutes.
Yeah, so no, that makes sense. So obviously parents would want to shield their kids from that.
Of course, and that's not their burden to worry about. So I feel protective of that perspective, but I think the other thing is too, like, they know things that I have struggled with, right? I talked about my anxiety. I've talked about things that I struggled with as a kid. So like, they know things, and I was able to kind of help them if they were going through those things as well.
And it's not something they notice. All right. And then, I'll ask you this final question. How do you support a child who's struggling? No, that wasn't the question I was going to ask. What is your stance on tutoring, enrichment, and accelerated programs?
So tutoring, I'm a huge believer in. We have this amazing math teacher in the middle school who helped Jack so much. She, for 2 years, was tutoring him in algebra and pre-algebra. So she's wonderful. I'm a huge believer in, finding things where your kids need supplemental help so that they can thrive. And that's something that we did do. And if your kid needs that, then, and now they have a lot of things like Kumon, and I forget the other, that's for math. And they have other learning programs that you can take your kids to kind of supplement that. Accelerated programs like LEAP.
Because in New York State, you take advanced classes.
Yeah, and listen, AP. I mean, Owen took a lot of AP. Yeah. If it's not going to add stress to them and they're capable of doing it, then certainly, I find that is very helpful. But also, there's some kids where academically that's just going to stress them. And like, I'd rather a kid get an A in a level 2 class than, a D in an AP class because they think the AP class is going to look better on their college transcripts. They'll much rather see an A than a D in a hard class. So I think that you need to know your kid and you need to know where you can push them. So I leveled my boys down going into high school. We did not want them to have a stressful freshman year, and then they had increased their levels as they went through their journey in high school. We were told that Jack should take a push, which is a history class this year. And after talking with him, and we decided like, no, he's just going to take honors. He's just going to, take a regular honors history class. So we were very thoughtful and we knew what his capacity was, right? So if you're taking an A push class where you have to do 13 pages of notes a week and you're a 3-sport athlete, that's probably going to be challenging for you. So what are you up for? Are you up for honors in this? Are you up for, level 1 in this? So know what your kid is capable of and have those conversations with them, and don't push them into something that is going to be too much for them.
And look, would you be okay with, if your kids wanted to stop a certain sport or activity and did less, or would you want them in another club or another program?
I mean, my kids have to be busy. Like I'm a huge believer in kids being busy keeps them out.
You don't want them coming home after school and sitting home after school.
Nope. So they would have to volunteer. They also couldn't quit mid-season. You start something, you finish it.
Correct.
That is something that in our family, that is our rule. You cannot quit midway. So you're going to finish it. You might be miserable, but you're going to learn to love being miserable until the season is over.
They will always be involved in something. You're not going to let them come home from school and just sit. Okay. All right. Your last 2 questions. Has your parenting philosophy changed as your kids have gotten older?
No. I mean, I still have strong morals and ethics in how I think and my husband thinks that our kids should be raised. So we've had to pivot based on each kid as an individual, but also keep the same standards, right? So we have to be a little softer with Reed because he's extra sensitive, but we also have to get our point across to him. So we do it in a different way than with Owen and Jack, because they all needed, to be parented a little bit differently along with the same expectations. So I don't think it's changed. I just think we modify it as needed.
And then is there a belief about parenting that you used to hold on to or, live by that you have since abandoned?
I don't think so. I think it's more frustrating now because there's a lot less parents that parent like me.
There are, yes.
And I think that
we had his kid right on the tablet the whole time.
Yeah, that is, I mean, listen, there's times where Reed's on the tablet too. So, there's certain times where that is a thing and it's helpful, but he also had them at a trampoline park and he had them at, so there's a balance, right? You're not sticking him in front of it for 8 hours a day. Like certain times when you're cooking dinner and you're a single parent and you need to do that, then fine. My kids will not have a tablet at the table at a restaurant.
No.
That is something that I just can't stand. You're going to learn interpersonal communication and how to have, a conversation at a dinner table. And then I think the other component is making sure that you're staying consistent with what your parenting is, but also realizing you're not your kid's friend. And I think that's part of the problem now is that parents don't want to hold their kids accountable. And it's much easier to be your kid's friend than to be their parent. And I think that's where society is going to fail, is that if you can't be strict and stern and put up rules for your kid, then you're going to lose. It's going to be much harder to parent when they're older and they're getting into things because you didn't set the foundation when they were young.
All right. Are you calmer now?
I'm still pretty fired up, but
you're still pretty fired up. You're still pretty fired up.
I am fired up. I'm just,
you have the old saying, control what you can control.
I know. And I think for a highly anxious person who's a AAA personality,
we can't control
change and likes to be part of change and can't understand why people who you think at one point were like-minded in the sense of, being good people believe in this toxic, awful situation that we're in.
they may believe it, but again, like Trump came out and he gave that speech about the 2020 election a couple weeks ago being stolen and whatever. And okay, even if he provided evidence that showed that it was, what would it accomplish now? What would it change? Nothing.
Well, my thing is too, like, if he thinks that the Democrats stole the election, we damn well would have stolen it in 2024, and we damn well would have stolen it the first time that you won. Like, so his rationale is preposterous and doesn't make any sense, and it's not true. We all know it's not true. So that's like us saying that Elon Musk definitely rigged it, which we know he did because he paid off people for millions of dollars to vote a certain way. Or
he did?
Oh, you didn't read all
I
this?
I didn't get my check.
Oh, yeah, neither did I. But
I didn't get my check. Oh, I didn't know that.
That's because we're registered Democrats. We're not going to get a check.
I didn't get a check. Okay.
But at the same time, it's, one of those things where as long as it's good for them, it doesn't matter for anybody else. And what cracks me up is, they think everything's rigged, but guess what? The Republicans run everything right now. So they keep wanting to blame Biden, but you run the White House, you run the Senate,
Are there any races in Connecticut during the midterms that are crucial? Or
I mean, our gubernatorial right now, so we have primaries. Early voting started on Monday, and we have 2 Democratic candidates, our incumbent Ned Lamont, and then this guy Josh Elliott, who has dreams of grandeur and might be a nice guy, but he has no plan in place. And then we have this guy Fazio. He's a Republican, and he's
that's the big race would be
but I don't think he really has a leg to stand on. I mean, we're a blue state. Right. Nobody's gonna. Right.
But as far as Congress goes, there's nothing. Senate, nothing.
I think there's a couple new people because I think some are retiring. But I don't. Nothing that's like
that comes to mind.
Crazy. No.
Okay. All right.
Well, Mitch McConnell is still, alive.
Oh, he is. Yeah,
we reported weekend of Bernie's episode.
On the radio the other day, we reported he was dead.
Yeah. I think he is, but they're waiting until August to pronounce him.
I think they've been trying to post pictures. It's
no, he's on ice right now, but they're gonna wait until.
I have the radio in the morning. I would just love to call you and have you on with our guy, and you would be great.
I don't know. You might need to start taking blood pressure medication.
You would be great. But great job, great episode. I'm glad that you got to let off some steam. And
yes, thank you for my therapy session.
I know that you won't sleep tonight, but please try.
I will
try to sleep.
I'll try.
Try for Pete's sake.
Pete's sake, I will.
Pete needs to sleep.
Okay. Pete sleeps fine.
When does Jack leave for the sleep camp?
Sunday.
Oh, okay. All right. Mm-hmm. What's his schedule Thursday?
He has soccer until 6:45.
And then he doesn't have anything after?
Nope.
All right. Tell him the plan on Thursday.
Okay.
7 or 7:30, whatever.
Okay.
All right. Well, Momma Higgins, she had a lot to say. This is Honesty Lost. Remember when oh my God.
What?
You get great comments. Just remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them back at life.